Hello everyone, and welcome back to Our Brilliant Ruin here on Dork Tales. I'm your Game Master for the evening, Kelly. How you seeing him? And folks, we are heading back into this fantastic sponsored stream by Studio Hermitage. If you like what we're doing here tonight, definitely go and check out their Kickstarter. It's live right now, and they've succeeded and reached their goal, which means that we are in stretch goal territory, baby. So head over to Kickstarter right now and back Our Brilliant Ruin if you like this game and you want to play it for yourself, because this is a juicy system and a really interesting world with a lot of room to play around. We're going to be hopping into game in just a minute, but before we do, let's introduce our cast and see who they're playing tonight. Starting with Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Lady Moira Astus-Willough, a member of the Astus-Willough family, the aristocracy in this system. Yeah, that's who I'm playing.
Fantastic. Next to you, we've got Cal.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cal, and I'm playing as Willard Astus-Willough, certain cousin to Lady Moira. I ain't no sir or duke, though. Just a Willard, an eccentric who thinks he might be worth something if he, figures out this whole ruin problem.
Oh, okay. Just gonna solve climate change by yourself, basically.
By myself, yeah.
Basically. You can find Man Bear Pig. It'll be fine. All right. Down beneath you, we've got the true folk, starting with Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing LJ Bartlett. I am over COVID, so hopefully I can hold a Australian accent through this game this time. LJ is a plumber for the Guild Rivet and Bellows Union, and she also uses she, her pronouns, and they've unlocked quite a few stretch goals already, but the next one at $29,000 is the a Whisper expansion on their main book is called Whisper, and it is a fashion catalog edition, so let's get that unlocked because they're gonna add fashion sections, so let's get that. Yeah, no, super excited
Can
to be
you
playing
tell
that.
most of us met through LARP?
Never.
Cosplay, acting, all that.
Or cosplay?
This
Getcha.
beautiful thing.
This brilliant ruin. And last but not least, the last fashionista on display is that glorious mustache and its player, Michael.
Hi everyone, it's me, Michael, going with he, him pronouns, and back here on Our Brilliant Ruin playing Faustus Renald, the fastest thing on land since that blue hedgehog thing. Don't ask why I look like Dr. Robotnik. That's
Is
just
that why you're so
coincidence.
fast?
It's neither here nor there.
All right. All right, so folks, if you have not tuned into the first episode of Our Brilliant Ruin, I strongly suggest you go check it out on YouTube right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it should be pretty easily accessible. A big thank you to Studio Hermitage for supporting this stream and for giving us the chance to run this game. Now, all of you are going to have your portfolios refreshed this game because they refresh on a rate of Gamely, unless for some reason they would be otherwise inhibited. However, we also have quite a bit to do this episode, which we're going to be jumping into in just a second. Before we do that, though, a quick reminder that last episode, you all traveled to Crowscroft Manor, near the village of Crowscroft, where Moira, Lady Moira, I should say, had inherited a charming, outdated, dilapidated country manor on the outskirts of the village. Here, you have a chance to rise from obscurity, make their mark, and ingratiate yourselves with your new community. However, there are some troubles. The place is bereft of help, which you have slowly started to recruit. The place is bereft of water, which luckily you have brought your handy plumber from the Pipe and Bellows Union.
I was going to say, the house may be dilapidated, but LJ can fix it.
Yeah. Armed with your chauffeur and your plucky cousin Willard, you have arrived at this town and this residents and have met a pair of young socialites. Well, a pair of socialites, at least, a mother and daughter, in the Valgreaves, and have made a little bit of a mark on the town. You also have gone, at least a pair of you, and spent time at the local speakeasy inside of Crowscroft village proper, where you've learned that there are some disturbing rumors about the house that are making it a bit harder to recruit the number of workers and servants that you would like. And then last episode, you spent your first nights inside of the manor, only to be woken by awful sounds of old pipes screaming in the night. And I think that's where we're going to start, unless anybody has any questions.
Are you sure it wasn't the boiler?
Yeah.
I think it was probably the boiler. Pipes lead to the boiler.
Was Willard not looking at something, or?
Oh no, the boiler
Mm.
was done. It was empty.
Mm.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe
No
it's the
pressure
second
at all.
boiler.
It was
All
the
right.
second boiler.
The spare boiler, the backup boiler.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the backup boiler. Of course, that boiler. All right. So, without further ado, let's hop into game right now. The next day comes, and you are all a bit bereft of sleep. The manor is as dusty and as broad and yawning as it ever was. Lady Moira, you awaken, and unlike your place back in the city, there is no servant there to greet you with morning tea and scones, I should say.
I
or
spent
any-
Entourage to have a lady's maid.
Oh, that's
Thank
true.
you.
My apology. You do have a lady's maid.
I do.
So, oh boy.
Did you spend it again this session to make sure they stayed?
Yeah, I left my Entourage at 0 until, like, I will continue to pay for all those people.
That sounds good. All right. So, then in that case, we're not going to start with you. We're going to start with Faustus. Faustus, it is the crack of dawn. Just a little past 6 o'clock in the morning, when you are waking up and doing your morning calisthenics. There is a knock at your door.
I'm not fully dressed yet. Just who is it? What can I do for you?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Faustus. It's Stella.
Oh, good morning.
Miss Douglas.
Am I needed immediately?
Unfortunately, yes. We're in a bit of a bind.
Okay, let me get my boots on.
You dress and soon find her waiting impatiently outside of the door, already dressed to do her lady's work for the day. As she sees you, her eyes brighten a bit. Sir, I need your help.
Yes, immediately. How could I help you?
I need a ride into the village proper.
Uh,
We have no water, and without water, I can't make tea, and without tea, I can't rouse my lady. The cistern, sir. You see, she's empty.
Oh, yes. I think yeah, that does seem to be a problem. Do you have a flask, perhaps a container to
I suppose I could find a bucket, or
some
perhaps
bottles?
some bottles for certain.
Perhaps something that would enclosed, because I don't particularly want to have any of the seats.
Well, sir, if we had a well, then we wouldn't have a problem here. I could try to get something with a bit of a lid, but there's not too much there. Perhaps I could clean a wash basin?
Well, yeah, I guess that would work. I'll drive slowly and try to avoid all of the bumps and curves and far do we have to drive?
I would imagine into the village proper, unless you know another place outside of it which I could get fresh water from.
No, unfortunately. Okay, get the basin. I'll go and pull the car about, shall I?
Thank you very much, and much obliged, sir.
And
So-
he will rush off.
All right, she rushes off to go find containers as well. And this early in the morning, what time does LJ wake up?
Oh, crack of dawn.
Crack of dawn. All right, so as you are hearing all of this bustling around, it's kind of nice to see that there's a bit of life in this old house. Would you head to the cistern first thing, or would you be overhearing this conversation?
LJ probably got started on that first thing in the morning, just like
Okay.
getting out there and just trying to start getting water to the place, because that was kind of impressed on her from the masters that this is the top priority, so it's a top priority in LJ.
All right. So we're going to cut to you then. As you begin your work for the day, this is the first time you've really been down in the cistern proper. And boy, it is going to be an issue. As you climb into the bowels of the cistern, your feet make an unsatisfying splash upon landing. Your lamp illuminates the empty space and tall pillars that support the manor above. As you continue your investigation, a sense of dread rises in your throat as you see not one, but two deep and jagged cracks in the cistern. If you weren't a master plumber with rivet and bellows, you would still know that the estate's entire supply of fresh water is in dire peril. In fact, there's barely enough for the pipes to sup up at all.
Well, I guess I see, guess I have a clear picture to start right there, but, I guess I better get ready to, repair some holes there. And then I guess find some water.
That is a great thing you just said. Can I get you to do me a favor? I want you to make me either a craft or a foster roll. And I think, how's your cunning?
Non-existent. How about ingenuity?
Oh man, ingenuity is what I meant. So
Perfect.
give me
I would like to do crafts and ingenuity.
All right, so go ahead and give me that.
Perfect. What does passions do again?
So passions, when you have your passions, you may spend one of your passions to increase your test pool by 2. You add a passion dice to your tracker when you invoke a passion, and then you get brills on 5s or 6s instead of just 6s.
Perfect.
And-
I'm going to invoke a passion.
Yes.
I was gonna say, and you don't have to worry about what the passion dice do until you fill your tracker, or
Yeah.
Kelly tells us otherwise.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be 2 out of 5 for me right now. And I would like to roll 8 dice. So.
I would like you to. All right, so you're getting brills on 5s or 6s.
Sweet. All right, super pink dice. Here we go. We love pink dice. And my bisexual dice. Pink bisexual dice is just LJ right there. Oh my god.
Did you
Now
bot?
say it in Australian.
Crikey.
Oh, crikey.
Nar.
I got no brills and 2 1s.
On a passion
that-
roll.
Not a passion roll. So that's a catastrophe. The second catastrophe of the game goes again to LJ.
Crikey. All right,
Fuck.
so looking into this, you can fix this. You can fix anything with piping. You can fix anything involving water. That is your special ability as a true folk. However, looking in this, It'll take you the better part of 2 days to fix this, and you're going to need some help.
I was gonna say, is this a repair roll or no?
This will be. You can absolutely use your special ability to repair this.
Yeah.
However, looking at this, you feel the color drain out of your cheeks, and I am actually going to give you the first damage of the game. I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a point of distress.
Oh, okay. So the chart that Michael very nicely made for our character sheets, those dots are filled in already, right? The ones that are there? Like, I already have 5 distress.
So that means that it's basically you have 5
it's like
health
willpower.
levels.
It's willpower health
so
levels.
you lose it.
Actually,
Yes.
you did a double. You did double ones. I'm going to give you 2 points of distress.
Oh no, so I only have 3 left.
You only have 3 points left because you're going to start to panic a little bit, realizing that not only will it take days to repair this with help, you are going to somehow magically have to transport nearly 500 gallons of water here to make this usable. And you have no idea where you would get this. The very thought of this, you start panicking a little and thinking that if you can't get to this, if you can't make this work, it doesn't matter if you can repair it, the Union might take strikes against you.
How am I going to get 500 gallons of water in here? Where am I going to get 500 gallons of water? I need to get this done. I can't have this. I need to keep up my reputation. I'm going to have to pray for a miracle. I'm going to have to pray for a flood. Where am I going to get 500 gallons of water? LJ's going to Jerry, where are we going to get water? Jerry, please. Tell me. Give me the answers, Jerry. Give them to me.
And I think that's where we're going to cut to the inside of an automobile as your driver, as your driver zips through the turns on the way into town. As you were driving that way, the cistern and the manor long behind you. Stella in the back, Miss Douglas. Mr. Faustus, we have to hurry. We can't just... I can't have her wake up without any water.
Yet I am going as quickly as I can. The road is not paved or particularly cooperative. What? You are fastened in.
Well, obviously, sir, I'm fastened in, and so is the jug. But
What?
I've
Then
got
hold
as
on.
many lids on the basin as I can. It was fortunate that we were able to go and find that the tavern had a little bit of fresh water we could fill with. But still,
I'm going to punch it. Hold on.
You gonna punch what?
And then he'll jam his foot to the floorboard with as much acceleration as he can.
All right, can you do me a favor? You always succeed drive checks, so never mind.
Yes, well,
All right.
driving is one thing. Driving quickly might be another.
All right. So, you have discovered that that the tavern does have additional water with a quick phone call in town, and you are speeding your way into Crowscroft village. You skid to a stop in front of the taverna. I didn't recognize the tires were supposed to do that, sir.
I think they only touched the ground twice. Well, come on. Let's do this quickly.
Heading out and then in. The tavern owner is doing a bit of a polishing, a tall, broad man with a shaved head and a couple of very large scars going up and down his forearms. He kind of looks over at you as he's hanging up some of the cleaning from the night before. He goes, Oh, what's this thing? You the ones that called?
You called ahead? Yeah, yes, we are the ones who called.
You got a way to pay for the water?
You
bringing it back up to that bleeding house, eh? The Manor, right?
Yes, sir. If that is okay, perhaps we could run a tab, maybe a.
Mate, you need to get a tap, not a tab.
I'm just trying to do my best here. I don't know. Perhaps if you could do me the favor, and then I could maybe talk to my employer about getting you paid back for whatever we take from you.
A loyalty and intrigue roll. Or loyalty and nurture.
Okay, 4 dice. Well, I feel like I'm just got in the other end of the disaster canoe because I just rolled 2 1s. 2 5s. Those are not really helping me.
Oh no!
But,
listen, mate. I don't know you from the Dramark, right? I got nothing that I owe you or your people, especially not some aristocratic blowhards. So why don't you take the rat on your lip and go find your water somewhere else if you ain't got money? Now, sir, that's quite rude. I happen to like that rat.
No, it's okay. We'll just get back in the very large, expensive automobile, and we will drive off to find someone else who is particularly interested in taking my employer's vast resources. Obviously, if we can't spare a little pail of water, then this is not the place we should be.
What kind of vast resources do you have? You ain't got water in the place.
Back in the car. Let's go. No need to continue our chit chat with this.
Sir, you are quite rude. My lady will be hearing about your impropriety.
Let's just get back in the vehicle, shall we? We don't need to upset any apple carts or.
Mm-hmm. And
large...
she's going to storm back to the car, and then Stella is going to pause as she opens the door, turn around, and drop the front, and go, also, you're a dumb fucking bloke, eh? She spits, and then gets in the car. Sorry, sir?
Okay, onwards, shall we?
All right, where are you headed? Do you have any portfolio that you'd like to spend to try to solve this problem?
We will promptly make our ways to, I do have a point in Entourage, so...
Ooh.
Maybe I happen to know where the local garage is and can stop in for a chinwag with the other chauffeur types.
Absolutely. There's a local motor club garage that you can stop in there. So you drive over, and it's still pretty early in the morning, but you see a craggy old man sitting outside, looking very much like basically like Popeye, if we're gonna be nice and quick. But squinty eyes, very pallid skin, covered in stubble, sitting out front, smoking on a hand-rolled piece of tobacco. Well, look who it is. If it ain't Faustus Renald himself.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people whose name travels faster than my vehicle.
I doubt that, but it's good to have you here, mate. What can I do for you?
Well, we're just trying to fill up a small basin with some drinking water. If you happen to have a small amount we could take with.
Is that it?
That's
Water?
it.
Yeah, I can do that. Look, Mickey's got your back, eh?
I thank you, sir. You have. I don't come around very often, but maybe I should more often too.
And you should. That's your problem. Also, I mean, look at this.
He walks up and kicks your front tire.
Oh,
I'll even inflate this for you. It's a bit low. And those, taking those gravel roads be doing that to you. Knocking out the air of this thing.
oh yeah. Thank you, sir.
Forget about it.
We are on a tight schedule, so if you could just point me to where the water is, we could fill up our basin.
Yeah, we got a pump around the side goes to a well. Just on the right side of the building there, you'll see this blue hose.
Well, let's get around back and get to pumping.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry, didn't see you there, lady.
He tips his hat.
Yeah, let's treat this one a little better than the last one, shall we?
Sir, we are in your debt.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I can never be in debt to a sweet one like you. Or a sweet one like him. Alright, where's my pump?
And he starts going and pumping up the front tire. You find the hose around the side of the building and are able to run it into the vehicle where you fill the basin and jugs that were strapped in. It takes no more than 5 minutes to do so. By the end of it, as you are coiling the hose back up, this man, Mickey, is polishing off your front window of the accumulated dust and grime from your little race.
All right, you should be good now. Do you need any petrol? Oh, no, this bugger's electric, ain't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Thank you, sir. You're an absolute saint when it comes to the vehicles. I'll make a point of coming around again soon, and we will chinwag.
Chinwagon sounds good. Faustus.
Just Sir Mickey, sir.
Try to remember to breathe.
I'll do that, sir.
Right, too right.
Have a good day, sir.
Yeah. Don't forget, we're always here for you if you need us.
Faustus will trundle into the vehicle and peel out.
All right. There is a shriek from the back seat as Stella has strapped the jugs in, but not herself, and she's going to go, like, basically ass up with her skirt just flopping over her head as she rolls back in the car from the velocity.
Faustus makes a point to peek into the rear view mirror. Are you okay back there?
You get a nice eyeful.
Yeah. Yes, you seem to be okay back there.
Bloody hell! You
make a point of keeping an eye on the road.
As she breaks kayfabe. All right. And with that, you are going to zoom back to the manor. Meanwhile, there is a little plume of dust that awakes you as you hear the four-poster canopy stripped to the side to let in a bit of light. You can see the beams milling around through the moats, and you can smell some tea from the city, as well as some baked goods. You don't remember smelling them throughout the morning or night, but they look fresh-made and quite intricate. Your lady, Estella, sets them down in front of you on a little bed tray, the ones with the little arms that go so that they can straddle your hips comfortably. Good morning, ma'am.
I'll sit up a little so that I'm not lying straight down. And thank you, Douglas.
Of course. We're still in the process of getting the kitchen set up, but Mr. Faustus gave us a lift, drove into town with me to acquire some pastries from the local bakery. We also have some fresh bread downstairs for lunch.
Thank you.
Of course. I'll leave you to breakfast. I'll be back in a few minutes to help you dress.
Of course. And I'll start eating and drinking the tea, completely oblivious to everything they just went through.
Across the way, there is a little knock on Willard's door. Willard, do you sleep?
He sleeps sometimes.
Sometimes? Did he sleep last night?
Probably wandered around trying to find the knocking sound before giving up and then trying to rest.
All right, you're going to hear a knock on your door. Hello? Good morning. It's Maeve. I mean, Mrs. Whom?
Willard will open the door and step forward quickly.
How have you slept, sir?
Well, somewhat. Did you hear the knocking at all?
There's a bit of banging from time to time, but those type of things are to be expected of an old manor. Here. And she hands you a tray with a percolator and a cup on it. Some coffee?
Oh. Much obliged.
Now you're a bit of a worker, aren't you? Bit of an intellectual type?
I fancy myself such, yes.
Well, sir, there's a lot to fancy. I was wondering, you're rivet and bellows worker. Miss Bartlett? Is she quite all right? I went to check on her this morning and found her in the cistern, and she appeared to be having a midlife crisis.
Quarter-life crisis is common amongst working folk. It's very stressful having to do a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 8 or whatever it is they do.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, enjoy your coffee, but I figured that I should let you know that she appears to be a bit distressed.
No. Distressed? Bartlettas being... Uh-oh. Well, I've known her for a handful of years, and they've never been... Oh, thank you for the information. I will see if I can find out... Do you have any more information about this distress, or is it distress at a distance?
I tend to do my best to make sure that I keep distress at a distance. It's not good for my health or my waistline. Whenever I'm distressed, I tend to pick up pounds like... I don't have a metaphor for it, but let's just say that it's not good for my thighs.
All right. I'll investigate. Thank you for the information. And the coffee.
Of course. The water's in limited supply, so that should be somewhat palatable. I ground the beans myself for you.
And, oh, could you, do me one favor?
That is my job, sir.
Following us was supposed to be, my assistant, coming with some equipment. They were supposed to arrive a day or so later, and, they still haven't been here. But as soon as they do arrive, can you let me know?
Absolutely. Any visitors to the house, of course. Now, do you know exactly which rooms you're going to be having your assistant set up in? Are you and your assistant the type of working relationship where you would be sharing a space? She leans in a little bit, conspiratorially.
That's awfully bold of you to ask, don't you think?
Oh, I just mean for late night experimentation.
I see.
We have 2 floors, but less space than I would like, sir. I just want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and well placed.
Of course you do.
No impropriety was meant on my part. She's blushing a little bit.
Well, you can get away with that sense of humor around me, but as soon as we have this place operable, and no doubt the lady of the house will want to throw a... What's the word? I'm terrible at using the borrowed words. A soiree? Is that the right word? Oh, you're gonna get so much gossip.
I can't wait. Gossip is my stock and trade.
Oh, well, I'm glad it's someone's.
Are you not a fan?
I'm like kind of just one of those people who like catch the finale, the bowl or the cup or whatever. More than less a fan and more just pay attention here and there to the important games.
Oh, and I should ask, speaking of bowls and cups, do you prefer to take your coffee with a bit of the smooth stuff?
Absolutely not. Wait, do you mean cream and sugar? You don't mean cream and sugar.
I don't. I mean whiskey. Anything to hold off the ruin. A purifying tonic.
I keep mine for special occasions.
Very well, sir. Well, I should be back to it if I want to get this place up to snuff and get space for your assistant ready.
All right, let's go and track down Miss Bartlett.
Oh, good morning,
If
Miss
they are
Douglas.
distressed.
Good morning, Miss Hume. They pass each other in the hallways.
Uh-oh.
And,
No, more small talk. Stealth.
all right. You duck out of the way and plop down into the cistern, seeing LJ beginning repairs, but looking very frazzled.
Okay, Jerry. So, listen, we're gonna take these problems one step at a time. We're gonna do some tightening there. Yeah, and get some cock right there, and put that jam that cock right in there. Smooth out that nice cock right there.
Oh, continue.
Master Willow. Actually. Good morning.
Were you
how do you
talking
say
to your
this?
wrench?
Yeah, Jerry. Jerry. I find myself sometimes just a little bit on my own sometimes. So sometimes I like to talk to myself just to work through problems. You know, I find it just sometimes talking it out can help solve it. So instead of like just talking to like seeming like I was crazy, I was talking to Jerry. So
I wouldn't want people to think you were crazy. I can't help but notice that you're having quite a
well,
you said
yeah,
cock a lot.
No, like cork, like, and she'll hold up like a caulking gun. Caulk for everyone wondering.
Yes, I did notice last night that most of the place seemed quite devoid of any water.
Yeah. So you see this cistern we're in? It's quite large. Probably like 500 gallons of water that fit in here.
pardon me, let me just adjust that so that you have the actual adequate. I said 500 gallons to make it workable, to have enough pressure.
To make it workable.
Basically, to have enough pressure and to have, basically, picture like a reservoir that has like a siphon in it. 500 is the base. This thing could probably handle somewhere...
That's the minimum level.
Minimum. I would say this place could probably do between 4,000 and 5,000 gallons to be adequate.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you. No, thank you for clarifying.
So you have to remember, like, a bathtub is like, what, 20 gallons of water for a bathtub?
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? Maybe more?
Yeah. So you see the like intake and the outtake. So to get this working properly, we need about 500 gallons of water just to get to like the bare minimum to get it working again. And then we have like the rest of it, which could take like 4,000 to 5,000 gallons. But we need 500 gallons to even get this thing working once I get this thing fixed. I have to fix those giant cracks there. I have to fix that.
Okay, let us back up, Ms.
We
Bartlett.
need 500 gallons of water is what I'm a little stressed about. I can fix the cistern.
Is the manor...
Sorry, I just want
on.
to pause for 1 sec to say I saw
You called
Jen's
it.
eyes
You
move to
called
the
it.
left, and I'm like, Jen's Googling how many gallons it takes to fill a clawfoot tub. Right now, I called her out in the chat, and you can actually see her break. It's so good. It's so good. It's about 80, as it turns out, for a clawfoot tub. I had to interrupt just to point that out, because it's so funny when you get nerds like us working on this, and I make a claim, and someone has to fact check it. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so please continue. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Hot water tank is 50 gallons. Well, actually, that's a lot. 50 gallons.
Yeah, 50 gallons. That's not liters.
Yeah, my tank is pretty big, so 50 gallons is sufficient.
Well, let's not talk about the size of our tanks, and let's get back to playing.
Well, Ms. Bartlett, I have seen
LJ. Just LJ would be great.
LJ.
It's too formal, Miss Bartlett. Ugh.
All right. Well, you can call me Willard in that case, and let us skip the formalities. Is the manor connected to any city pipeline?
No, we're too far out for that. We'd have to get like either like an old wheel, or if there's like a stream somewhere, maybe. Like we could maybe like dig an offshoot of a stream to get water here somehow, or find an old well and dig from that. We're gonna need to find water, because I don't know how we got water in today, but I imagine it was it's gonna be difficult.
So,
yes, Kelly.
LJ, as a rivet and bellows person, you know that you could hire a work crew to construct a drainage basin from the local stream. This is not a quick solution, and would take at least 3 points of wealth investment with a positive negotiation to do this.
Jen asked in our chat with 3 wealth to divert a river. That's hilarious.
So that's if you succeed. And that also, however, would depend on the negotiation, the difficulty of the seasons, the presence of ruin threats, perhaps, and so on. However, as you were thinking, so you could divert a river, but that would take a while, and you would still have to live without water in the meanwhile. So that would take the better part of at least a month for a work crew to do that. But Willard, you are a weirdo. So I am going to let you make a roll, and I would like you... What's your obsession rating?
2.
All right. Make me an obsession and craft or... foster or intrigue.
Obsession and craft?
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to also spend a passion.
Yeah, do it.
Passions de la passions.
De la passion.
That was a good game.
All right. All right. And 5s count
If you
as
spend a passion,
brills
5
when you
count.
spend a passion.
And
Then
you-
that
did you-
goes
and you also
from...
get +2 to your pool.
Ooh,
So
not
roll 2 more
plus
dice.
1. Right. Oh, wow. Okay, so because of that, I have
Ones do not subtract. It is merely a comparison game.
ones
So
don't subtract from
yep.
this.
You just want to make sure you have more brills
Right.
than
I have the system up, right?
Yeah.
Well,
mhm.
in that case, it's 4. 5, 5, 5, and 6.
Okay.
That is a
That is a triumph.
triumph.
So, Willard, thinking about ways to fix this, you know of 2 immediate ways to go about this. Aside from diverting a river, I'm going to skip that one. It is doable. If you had local aristocratic allies, you might be able to negotiate a portion of their water supply. It would be expensive and would require many future favors. However, with your obsession, you know that along the coast, not terribly far away, within a half hour's drive, maybe an hour, sits Trevally by the Sea. It's an unbonded enclave that flourishes in the shadow of Ludmilla in Memoriam, a massive silokinetics being the ancient machines from before the ruin, a silokinetic machine that transforms salt water into fresh water. Theoretically, you might be able to negotiate with them, but it could be dangerous as they're the unbonded. You know of this What's up?
I'm just wondering, like, I know I haven't heard that information yet, but Robin's just wondering how that would get us water. We're not by the sea, are we?
It's within a half hour's drive.
But how would you still get 500 gallons of water? That's, I mean, I guess someone have a container, we fill it up, I guess.
The village might be willing to enter into negotiations of Trevally by the Sea. So I'm guessing that they could bring a truck by.
A tanker.
Okay.
Yeah, a tanker truck.
It holds
I guess
thousands of.
we have tankers in this far. I'm thinking like, I don't know why I'm thinking we have like horse and buggy.
You were
I mean,
thinking
you
of
literally got a
barrels.
speedster.
I'm thinking of barrels. I am thinking of barrels.
You've got Faustus's Dragula.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the Faustus and Furious, yeah. So you know you've got all sorts of great stuff that could bring that over.
Well,
Too fast, too Faustus.
I have a couple of ideas.
Yeah?
One of them would prove lucrative, but I doubt that my cousin would approve.
Color me intrigued there, Willard. What?
The is that pronounced silokinesis or silo or
Silokinesis. Silokinetic.
silokinetic? And it's kind of
S-Y
like lost future tech, right?
It's lost, yeah, it's lost past future tech.
Lost past future tech.
The old ones built these things. The Covenant and the Ring, you know how it is, the Halo. Yeah.
The Atlanteans.
Yes. Jason Momoa built this.
Amazing.
With spare parts in a cave.
Yep. Scraps.
He scraps, thank you. It's going to require us, or particularly me, maneuvering some of my cousin's wealth, but she trusts me to that. But it would be a far quicker and easier solution if it goes well.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, where is this past future tech?
And you said it was kind of controlled by free folk?
It's control. Yeah, the unbonded. It's at a town called Trevally by the Sea.
Oh, it's unbonded.
Remind me how are they fine with true folk?
They're fine with true folk.
Not with the aristocrats.
Comparatively.
So
Yeah.
So Willard's
I
gonna
mean, you're bootlickers, but, you know, at least you're not the boot.
gonna put his arm around Willard and walk and be all like, so the unbonded can spot. They would be able to smell me out.
Yeah, you don't quite have. You don't look like you get your hands like truly dirty. You experiment in craft, but yeah, you don't. You look like you come from the upper. Quite obvious.
It's true, I do wash. But what I was thinking, and I think it would help both of us, but it would be requiring you to be a liaison of sorts. An in-between. An ambassador?
I mean, yeah, I could try to talk to these people. And work, yeah, I wonder how they asked me about the money, though. I guess I could say I just saved up. A project? I mean, if you wanted, though, I don't know, we could maybe scuff you up a little bit. You could, like, borrow the goggles and I could rip your pants off or something. Get some mud on your face.
You're right. Asking the more people involved in this, maybe the worse. And Faustus, I know that there's a psycho inside of him just waiting to break out one day, but until that comes, he's kind of on the snivelly end. Good thing he's not here to hear this.
Yeah, he might, like, drive you off a cliff if he heard that.
But we also need him to actually get there.
Yeah, we're gonna need that. Well, unless we could... I mean, we don't have the capacity to bring 500 gallons of water, so we need to organize and ask them to bring it here.
That could all be hand waved away. It's the
us getting there. You're right. We need to get there to talk to them. You're right.
And it's the making of a deal and kind of like a monthly situation. And well, the unbonded kind of taken
Yes.
hold in a rather interesting psilokinetic facility by the ocean that they can make cheap drinking water. Now, convincing them to take the lady's money, that's kind of like against their thing.
Ah.
How good of a poker face do you have, LJ?
What would that be?
That is a good question.
That's great.
What is like
what would be
lying?
like?
Intrigue or fight, probably.
Shit.
Oh, I got none of that. I'm the kind.
You know what?
of
Maybe Faustus would be pretty good. Maybe we should go and get. Yeah, let's
get Faustus in.
what say you we go find Faustus and muddy my face up a bit and
and go get some water. You know what? You go talk to Faustus because I don't think maybe I can continue to work on the system and get it ready for when we do get the water because I still need to fix it. I'm in about 2 days just for when we're doing timing. But yeah, we can start to organize that. I think it'd be great. I think that's a plan. We're gonna get some water.
All right. And on that note,
we're gonna get drinking.
You're going to get drinking. We are going to cut out. There's a bit of bustle around the house as the sun begins to actually rise up. Oren O'Shea shows up to start working on the garden as best he can without any water. Duke the handyman shows up and begins offering help to LJ. any heavy lifting he's there for. And, of course, Edward Newman arrives midday. Maeve begins setting him up nearby after a brief introduction and a hearty check-in with Willard.
My boy, it's good to be back.
He says,
Show me to the liquor cabinet, and show me to our office.
Yes, about that. I haven't actually had a chance to talk to the master and the miss that you were coming. So we're going to be sharing quarters for the foreseeable near.
Oh,
very
just
small,
like back in the Dramark, eh? Back in the old days.
Yeah, I hope you brought a bedroll with you because, well, I've got a very small. Well, I guess. Well, you're the guest, so you'll be enjoying a very small cot. Well, I guess I can
Attaboy.
use the floor mat.
You've got
nice.
work for me here, though, right? You've spoken. Not at all?
It's on the agenda. I was going to do it first thing this morning, but unfortunately there was a situation. It was a small situation. A several 100-gallon situation.
I see. Well, it sucks to be you.
Well, everything in its due time, yes? I mean, you're here, so that's half a burden shared is a burden less carried, yeah?
Happy to share anything with you, my boy. Let's start with a glass of whiskey.
I'm afraid perhaps leftover tea was probably, if there's still any in the pot, is probably all I can muster up at the moment. But I could find you some breakfast. Would you like some crepes? I do make good crepes.
I could have a crepe.
But then I'll get you two then. It's a start.
Aye, I suppose it is. And once you speak to your lady, you can tell me what I'm to be doing here. I'm a bit old for manual labor, but I'm good at researching. And if you'd like any of the ancient truths about this manor, I could probably pour through the family's books.
That was what I was hoping. I mean, there was many concerns about noises, and I don't want to turn it into a bigger thing than it could be, but perhaps something of a curse, a family curse, maybe.
A curse?
I'm not entirely sure. There's been whispers among the workers.
Well, it looks like this is going to be an exciting time. I suppose it's time to get down to business. And at that moment, Moira, you have been dressed and are making your way down the stairwell in time to see this ragged, old, get surprisingly debonair in his own way, kind of pale-skinned man with a ring of white hair around his bald crown, a mustache and goatee flecked with like bits of salt and pepper. And as he looks up at you as you come down, he's talking to Faustus and he'll take his head off. Ah, my lady?
Faustus, who is this?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Faustus's erstwhile companion, Edward Newman. I'm a scholar. Your man Faustus thought that a bit of research onto the house's previous residence any of the tall tales surrounding this location could be beneficial.
Yeah, what he said.
Good thinking, Faustus.
Thank you, my lady.
If you excuse me, I have things to see to.
I will take him to the library, and we'll be sure to stay out of your way.
Faustus,
Make sure to speak to Miss Hume about space.
Thank you.
As you were saying that, Moira, you're going to take a step forward. And they're standing in the front entryway, and as you pass by, you see there is a dark shape standing outside of the front doors, visible through the old frosted glass. A dark wraith stands there. Hello?
Oh.
Can someone get the door, please? You hear a deadpan voice that you will recognize. Viola Vaughn, your cousin's assistant.
Willard invited her.
Olive skin, dark hair that hangs like drapes around her surprisingly doll-like face. But her eyes are dead, and there's a permanent smear of sarcasm across her features.
Oh, Viola. Welcome.
Hello, Lady Moira. You're looking alive. Is your cousin alive? He summoned me here.
Last I checked. Come in.
Thank you. My luggage is very full of cat parts. She takes a step into the room. And some crows. She's carrying like several large suitcases.
Do you mind helping her with her luggage, please?
Oh, yeah, immediately.
That one's volatile. Don't shake it, or you'll explode.
No, I love
I'll
having
treat it
explosives in the house.
Like it was. Yes, I'll treat it very carefully, daintily. I'll hold my fingers up.
Do you know what nitroglycerin is?
No, but I don't want to find out.
You wouldn't have to remember if you found out.
Then I won't find out. As he walks with tippy toes.
Turns out that's just like extra clothes.
It's just extra clothes. The nitroglycerin's in the other one, along with like the crow skulls.
Yeah. Naturally.
Mr. Newman, I know you haven't been here long, but would you mind going looking for my cousin, Willard?
Not at all.
I'm not
Is
exactly sure where he would be, but...
Is she nearly as well put together as yourself, lady? Or should I look for some
Should be.
ragamuffin? Excellent.
Thank you.
If you excuse me.
May I offer you some tea, Viola? I think we still have some. Coffee?
I don't drink
Perhaps?
tea.
Okay. Whiskey?
Whiskey's for paupers. I'll have some
Yes,
whiskey.
okay. Excellent. And Moira's gonna go and she just assumes that there's alcohol somewhere. She's gonna like hunt through the kitchen. She has no clue.
There's
if there
always
is.
there's always alcohol because it fights the ruin.
Fair.
So
she
you're going
just,
to have like
opens cupboard alcohol.
that's the alcohol
Oh.
cupboard, which is next to the
Or-
alcohol
or-
drawer.
I was gonna say the cupboard, like one of those closets right next to the front door where you'd think you'd find coats. It's actually just the welcome alcohol cupboard.
All right.
Here you go.
Well, welcome in. Drink some vodka to prove you're not tainted.
Yep.
Pro tip, just so you know in the setting, often they will do checks to see if you drink alcohol, much like someone with rabies cannot drink water. If you have the ruin, you can't drink alcohol.
Interesting. I missed that part in the when I was reading through. Cool.
Yeah, that's one way to check for vampires.
Ooh.
I don't drink wine. Stab him.
Yeah, I hand her a bottle, and then I take another bottle for myself.
Thank you. Oh,
Of course.
this is old.
It makes it better, I think.
Sure. Bottoms up. She'll pop the cork on the bottle and just drink straight out of it.
Oh yeah, Moira does the same. Just straight down like, oh.
I have to ask, Willard, is she a true folk or an aristocrat?
She is true folk.
Okay, she's true folk. I could use this bottle later. I think I'm going to keep it. I can pickle butterflies in it.
Feel
and then
free.
she walks off. All right. So, Moira, the house is beginning to bustle. People are being pulled around. People are slowly coming here. And where are you headed?
I think I'm just overseeing things at this point. I have Willard has a calling card and some of ours have been left, but I don't really have appointments or gatherings to go to at this point. So I think I'm just going around and being like, how is the work in this place going? Maybe I'll go outside and deign to do some gardening for a little bit or something
Sounds
like that.
good. I love this little write-up for this, so I'm going to read this out. As you walk the halls of Crowscroft, floorboards creaking beneath your feet, the dearth of life is unsettling. Aside from your handmaid, no maids are chatting as they collect laundry, no smell of breakfast wafts from the kitchen, no valet takes your coat. Everything must be done by hand, without assistance for the most part. For the unbonded, for the true folk, this all may seem rather ordinary, but for the aristocrats, you can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of helplessness. It's like your hands are missing.
Yeah. And so I think Moira's going through wanting things to be done and not having any avenue to do them. So she'll go and pull a couple of weeds and then be like, oh no, I should be doing this other thing. But she doesn't have any ability to do any of it.
Lady Moira! You hear a voice call out as you are outside working. Lady Moira!
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Maeve hurries up in a tissy. Oh, sorry, I ran here as quickly as I could. We just received an invitation. I mean, you received an invitation, lady.
Oh, thank you.
The
I'll
Valgreaves.
open it.
Breaking the seal, you see a letter from Lady Valgrieve, inviting the occupants of Crowscroft Manor to dine with her and her family at Amsdale. It's a handwritten message from Fidelia herself that says, Dearest Lady Moira, I would love to have you and the occupants of Crowscroft Manor for dinner tonight. Please, come at sundown for a sumptuous banquet. I look forward to hearing of your time in the Dramark, and I look forward to getting to know you better. Yours, in friendship, Fidelia Valgrieve.
Oh, this is most excellent.
I know, right? I mean, yes, of course.
Yes. I need to get ready. It's hours away.
My lady,
Yes.
who will be in attendance tonight? I can spread the word to get them ready and to get, should you be bringing Willard or your valet?
Willard, yes. And we will need Faustus to drive us. She looks at the invitation and has the words of that letter kind of going through her head of like, make a good impression on the neighbors and stuff like that. And she's like, Willard with Faustus to drive.
I'll get them immediately.
Thank you.
All right. Willard, you managed to find Faustus, along with LJ, in around the side of the house as he is doing some work on his vehicle. And you were about to proposition him for some aid.
Looking good over there, Faustus. Is that a ding there from some gravel on the road? That wasn't there yesterday.
What? Where?
Yeah, right there. Right there. Right just underneath the door handle.
He'll probably get down at some like ridiculous angle trying to look up and into the light. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, crap. Oh.
It's alright. I can get that out a little bit.
Faustus.
You know,
Yes, my lord.
Willard is fine.
Yeah, of course, my lord.
I'm lord of nothing. We'll work on that.
I'm sorry about the death.
Are you being overworked?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the meaning of I've overworked. Why would you?
I saw you racing out of the pathway to the manor at a ungodly early hour this morning.
I'm sorry. Was the vehicle a little loud? Next time I could drive a little slower. And
I was awake anyway. So we might have a water situation, as I think that you are aware of.
yeah, we need to go get 500 gallons, not liters. We need 500 gallons of water to get even the cistern like up and going.
how much tea are we drinking?
I mean, we just want water in the place.
Some people
I heard
fill up
you had,
whole basins of it and bathe in it.
Yes,
that would be a lot of trips into town.
I've had to use the same bucket to wash the car for the last 2 days.
Oh. Now, we have a potentially quick and less expensive way of having water regularly delivered, but it... Faustus, are you a narc?
I'm sorry.
You have to tell me if you're a narc.
It's a law.
It's the law.
I'm not really familiar with the term. Do you mean?
We need to go to the. We need to go to a town that has a lot of.
Less of a town and
Is this
more
a
of a
holdup? Are you one of those confidence people? I don't have any money.
Oh, geez.
We need you to go to the town. We need to go to I have it on my notes here. Trevally by the sea. It's like a half an hour drive from here. It's a bunch of. It's a town run by unknown.
They have a facility that can make
salt water turn into real water.
Particularly easy, but the inhabitants of the facility may be of the unbonded sort.
But they don't. So they don't have employers, or well.
We just need to not look like prissy or aristocratic folk. We need to try and negotiate
Willard?
with him.
You hear from around the side of the building, Mr. Willard!
Oh, no. It's happening again. I'm needed in more place than once. You know, I was supposed to just lay low in the basement.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, you mean my cook?
Maeve rounds the corner and rumps up to you. Mr. Willard, it's a wonder to see you here, sir. Two things. First of all, Viola has arrived and is setting up inside of... You didn't tell me the Viola was a lady. I wouldn't have deigned to ask if you were sharing accommodations had I known that.
Ha ha ha, sure. Wait. What does that mean? Oh, never mind. What is it?
Impropriety. Secondly, there has been an invitation tonight, and you are required to dine at the Valgreaves with your cousin. And Faustus is required to drive.
And approximately what time are we expected to arrive?
I believe it's sundown, so that should be at that would be at 5:58 p.m. tonight, according to the almanac.
And what was the time now? It's before lunch.
It is 11:22, 11:23 according to my watch.
Time we can go to the sea and then back.
You're trying to go to where?
No. We're going to we're going to see
Well, see, the
if we
cistern. The cistern is C. We're calling the cistern C. It's just a lot easier to say.
Like the abbreviated C.
Yeah, like the leader.
You know
A
anything
bit
about
queer,
water
but that's fine
pressure?
by me.
You know anything about water pressure? By any
I know
chance?
that our pipes don't have any.
Ah,
Sir.
yes.
I'm working on it.
Oh, we don't have it in the budget to even check the pipes for lead. They would have been built around that time. A little bit lead never hurt anyone. Well,
Sir, I'm not sure that you have enough time to go out there. Your cousin definitely needs you tonight, and it's going to take a while to get dressed and ready. Not only that, but if you're going to be having lunch today, might I suggest sending some of your friends, perhaps that dashing older gentleman?
I'll probably be. That's a good point. I'd
Dashing older
probably be.
gentleman.
It'd probably be taken as like a guarantee. Good, right? Yeah, yes. The dashing older fellow. Wait. I thought I passed somebody. Is that your dad, Faustus?
No, he's like a father to me. He's a dear old family friend, and he's here to help. And he won't be much trouble. I'll make sure he stays out of everyone's way. He's very inoffensive.
Actually, I'm kind of need you to take him along and kind of try to. He's very inoffensive, like not even a little offensive.
Not to
Sorry,
interrupt Mr. Willard, but Faustus's services are required tonight with the Valgreaves.
Faustus is a very busy.
Well, he's the lady's driver.
Well, that's like.
I guess there's
This
a
is
bus.
like at least like 7 hours away, miss.
I mean, I could take the bus. There's a bus that goes there, I'm sure.
A bus?
Yeah, there's buses.
Faustus, what's this lingo? Take a bus?
I'm still trying to figure out what a narc is.
You're talking about anarchists.
That's what
Yes.
my lord said. He said something about me being an anarchist.
A knock.
Yes.
Why would you
that's-
need to take a car to the cistern?
We're not. Okay. I'm going to trust everything else to you two. Definitely do not go and here's the map to the water site
Yes, thank you.
distributor.
Mm.
All right. Yes. Let us go. And do you have the invitation? Do you have the invitation with you? Or does my cousin have it?
Oh, your cousin has it. She is very excited to have it. And you would do well to make sure that she keeps her excitement on high, if you follow me, sir.
In fact, I'll follow you right now.
Excellent.
Let me get ready. I'm sure that will take the better part of a day.
Well, it would take you about a half hour to reach there at the very least, plus lunch, plus meetings, plus I'm assuming that you would want to check in with Miss Viola.
Oh, so she has arrived. Okay.
Yes,
very
sir.
well.
I said that a moment ago.
You did?
I did, sir, yes.
Well, we were arguing about what an arc is. We weren't arguing. We were misunderstanding.
Anyway,
it was my misunderstanding.
Very good job, yes.
Well, shall we now?
We shall now.
All right. She leads you inside where you can see that your cousin is tearing apart her suitcases, looking for the correct dress. Your maid, Miss Douglas, is helping as well, preparing an iron to smooth anything out. But there is quite a bustle happening up in your room right now. And
what do you
Willard
think about
will
this
enter.
color?
I think it brings out your eyes, ma'am.
Is it too much?
Perhaps so. Yes, Mr. Willard?
Oh. Hello.
What's the proper term? And again, are you decent, cousin?
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out which of these outfits to get Douglas here to freshen up and get ready for our invitation. You were told?
Oh, so you did want me to accompany you?
Yes. Yes.
Sir, if there's anything that I could prepare for you, please let me know. I would be happy to spruce that coat up a bit.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Does sir prefer a boutonniere? I could find some flowers.
I think I'll be all right. Thank you.
Of course. My lady, have you considered the lace?
Oh, the lace is lovely.
It would make your neck look divine, especially combined with those pearls.
Oh, yes, the pearls. Yes, I think that will do. Just perfect for a first little gathering.
First impressions.
Yes.
I'll
you
prepare the
understand.
pearls.
Might I speak to you in private, cousin?
Of course. If you take the dress and work out its travel wrinkles.
Right away, lady. Douglas gathers the things up and leaves, shutting the door behind her.
Yes, cousin?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go over and immediately open the door to see if she's listening.
Is this really necessary, cousin?
There is... Ooh, who would be listening? She is not listening. She is off
Is
doing
it
her
Edward?
job.
Nobody's there, or?
It's Edward. Edward is standing outside with a glass of whiskey to the door.
Oh! You almost spilt there.
Oh. Is this not the library?
No, it is not, but you know what? Faustus needs you for something that requires your experience
Expertise. Well,
and expertise.
in terms of all the scholars of the land, I am the last one.
And so I've heard, lifting and I think it's the excitement that you were hoping for.
Oh. That sounds excellent. Sorry to
and it-
intrude. Intrude. Hey. Well, I'll be off.
And then he skips down the stairs, missing a couple as he goes in his stupor.
Oh, he's fighting the good fight, I say as I close the door.
What is this
Anything to
about,
keep
cousin?
off the ruin. I have a potentially what's the opposite of frivolous? Never learned that word. But a potentially opposite of frivolous way of acquiring our to help with the facilities of the house.
Okay.
Are you aware of the small details about some of the issues of the manor, or have you remained blissfully unaware?
That's what I pay people for, to deal with
Right.
those.
Okay, so then what you're saying is you trust me to get things up in order.
Yes, of course. Of course I trust
All
you,
right.
cousin.
Well, in that case, then I will do my best to not be weird at this gathering we've been invited to.
I would appreciate that. And in exchange, I won't ask why you're dancing around the issue.
Dancing around what issue? You trust me to handle it.
Exactly. I trust you to handle it, just like I trust you to be good at this dinner. Do you understand me, Willard?
Okay, good.
Not weird. Not you.
Okay, so what am I to talk about?
The weather.
That's it?
Can you talk
Oh.
about something else without it devolving into...
Don't say it. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll make sure to well, I just found out what narc actually means. So I'll make sure
does it
to
mean?
come. Apparently it means anarchist.
Huh. That
Yes.
would make sense. Yes.
And I've only been called that once before.
I've
You
never been
dabble in
called that.
invention and people think that you're trying to quicken the downfall of mankind's ruin. Isn't that odd?
As you say that, a very particular smell begins to waft through the cracks in the door. It's an acrid, burning smell that is accompanied immediately prior by the sound of breaking glass down the hall. And then,
I'll
oh
Ne-
bother.
never you mind, cousin. I'll go. I know what that smell is. All right. I will see you in a few hours to do the thing. Okay, goodbye.
I do not miss that smell.
Oh, hi, Willie. It looks like the bottle of hydrogen sulfide was not quite as durable as I expected.
You expected it to be somewhat durable?
More durable than it was, you hear from down the hall.
Right, I'm going to run out and see what the commotion is.
There is a hole in your workshop floor, and a plume of green-gray smoke rising out. You are going to rush over to see that Viola is wearing a makeshift gas mask. I wouldn't breathe this in if I were you. It'll rot your lungs, if you're lucky.
Did you put the gas mask on before?
She shrugs.
Well, I guess that was going down into the basement anyway. Oh, the workshop. Is there anything you need? And you didn't even open the windows.
I have a gas mask. I could use more hydrogen sulfide. I hate her and love her at the same time, guys. So you spend the day.
I'm
getting
glad
ready.
everybody listening to this. There's a little question in the chat, like, who's your entourage? What do they do? What do they look like? What do they sound like? And this is where we landed.
Just on Aubrey Plaza. Yeah.
Yeah.
One part Aubrey Plaza, one part Wednesday Addams. You spend the rest of the day getting ready, doing your tasks and preparing for the night ahead. I would like to know, anybody who's going to the dinner, are you spending a point of wardrobe?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right.
Look at these
Now-
fancy people with dots and wardrobe.
Does anyone have any portfolio they would like to spend to acquire LJ a ride? Maybe from the motor club.
I have reputation, mentor, information.
I also have reputation, title, and access.
Do you have access?
Okay, so
I was
yeah,
gonna say, I also have
you could
access,
borrow a
so,
vehicle.
Yeah.
Using access, you could borrow a
Yeah.
vehicle from the local guild.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, that sounds great. So you have a way.
It's going to go great.
So LJ, I would like to know, who are you bringing with you for these negotiations?
I'm going to bring my handyman.
Okay, Duke.
Yeah, Duke. I will also bring Newman, apparently.
Okay.
If that is. And Colin. O'Shea. The Irishman.
Oh, O'Shea. Oren.
O'Shea. Oren, yeah.
All right, Oren O'Shea. All right, that sounds fantastic. So, the way we're going to do this is let us start with that scene, actually, as you make your way out to the far edge of society, out to by the sea. The drive out there is pleasant enough. You're there in the rambling car that you were able to acquire from Rivet and Bellows, and you have no problem actually getting out to this fairly quaint town. It's not quite as nice as Crowscroft Village, and of course, how could it be? It's on the edge of civilization, ran by the unbonded. You can see that the whitewash on the old buildings is barely holding on, and most of this little town is in the same type of disrepair as Crowscroft Manor. The people that wander the streets are tough looking. But there, on the edge of a cliff, you see this massive silokinetic machine. Long, impossibly bright tendrils of, well, it's not metal, but something ancient and similar, dip down like an octopi into the water. And that's when you notice that this town is very lush. There's greenery everywhere, even bird baths. Well, this place looks nice.
Edward says to you. So, do we
Yeah,
just
it does.
head up to the silo kinetic and see what's what?
Yeah, I think so. See if we can barter trade.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring us up right here, Duke says as he drives the car up next to a wooden shack next to the silo kinetic. And as you pull up, there's a moment, and then a tall, burly, red-haired woman steps out. She has a pipe between her teeth and looks at you. She can't be more than about 30, 35. Takes a long drag off the pipe and blows some smoke rings as she approaches. She's dressed in bib overalls and a man's shirt. Howdy. How can I help y'all?
I'm wondering if you I'm from and she'll flash like a bit of like a guild signature. I'd like to spend a point of reputation.
Sounds good.
I'm from the River and Bellows Union. I'm working on a project, and I was wondering if I could talk to someone about potentially contracting and buying out some water from you.
You got the money for it?
I do.
We all keep tabs on the silo kinetic. My name's Michaela.
LJ.
LJ. All right. What's the rub? Where is it going? How much do you need?
Well, it's about a half an hour. Down in Crowscroft, Manor.
I was gonna say Crowscroft Manor.
And I need 500 gallons.
Now, 500 gallons is easy, but you gotta tell me why I want to supply a bunch of snooty rich folk. With anything.
I mean, I have the snooty rich folks people's money. Yeah, you'd be getting money for something that you just said is a very easy item.
Let me just put it this way. Those silver spoons have had everything easy for as long as anyone's breathed a breath. I kind of take it as my responsibility to make sure that they don't keep it easy. And just because you like the taste of boot leather doesn't mean that I do.
And I respect that 100%. I'm just trying to see if I can buy a trade. I'm trying to earn a day's keep, and this is the way that I can get it. I mean, I'm not partaking fully of the soup that the rich folk need. I am quite known to dabble a little bit in the defiance of such societies, but I found good people. The people I work with at the union are good folk. Live by very similar rules and
Tell you what,
believe in a hard day's work.
I'll make a deal with you. If you do me a favor. Crowscroft, right?
Yeah.
They got the Order of the Glove and Key there. One of their chapter houses.
Mm-hmm. I do.
You know your way around fuse boxes or just pipes, lady?
I know my way around everything. I'm one of the top members of my guild.
Of course. Be a shame if something happened to their electrical or water. I seem to remember their place actually runs on a hydroelectric pump.
Yeah, that's very true.
You follow me?
I don't think I do, but I definitely think that I should have a look at that pump. I'm sure it's a little faulty. Could go any day.
All right. So, LJ, do you have any transgress?
I have 1 point of transgress.
Okay, so I would like you to, let's see if you can make a deal to go sabotage their works as a little snide thing. So what do you think would be a personality for this? That maybe audacity, maybe defiance? What do you have personality-wise?
I have benevolence. I have decorum.
Nope. How about ingenuity?
Nope. I have ingenuity out the wazoo, so I would love ingenuity if that can work.
And just to let you know, you will have healed one of the points of your distress.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
that comes back 1 point every scene. So by the end of this scene, you'll have your 2nd point back.
Nice. What does distress do again? It's just when you get down, you do the passions roll?
You basically, when you run out of
distress.
when you take distress, it basically like shuts you down, so you can't do social combat anymore.
Oh,
or mental.
Okay.
Vitality is like being taken out physically, and distress is being taken out mentally.
As you're about to see in the next scene. So go ahead and give me that roll. If you want to spend another passion, you can.
Oh boy, I'm going to. Don't worry. I was
do it.
Just
We've only
gonna
got one more session, so let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing ingenuity and transgress.
Do it. Add a +2 dice.
Yeah. All right. Ingenuity and transgress. Okay. And then 2 more dice. Sorry, I'm picking the dice that I think go towards the best. Okay. All right. I have 2. I know it's triumph
Brills.
is like the ultimate one. Brills. Thank you.
Brill.
I have 2 brills and 1 gloom, so I am good.
Okay, and you remember to count at 5s or 6s, right?
Yes. Yeah, the 5 is what got me the 2. It was 1 and 1, and then the 5 got me to 2 and 1.
Good. Because if their pump breaks, they might have to enter into negotiations as well.
Yeah, that'd be fortuitous for you, wouldn't it? That'd be quite fortunate if they had to come to you for water as well.
Strange that.
Yeah.
Sure. We can do you a sale. How rich are your people?
Oh, they're very rich. Loaded. Absolute. What?
No, you're right. They're loaded. I was told to make the deal, so yeah, snobby, rich folks with lots of money.
Well, at least they're good for something. We'll get as many marks out of them as we can.
That sounds absolutely like a wonderful deal. I've got to fix the cistern, but would you be able to come in like a few days?
You need just 500?
I mean, if you've got more, I'll say yes to that. 500 is kind of the minimum.
We got a big old barrel truck we can bring.
Perfect.
For the right price. You talk for a bit. Michaela makes you a good deal. You're still probably paying about 120% of what you'd rather pay, but she's willing to get it to you quick. So what is going to happen is that's going to take 2 points of wealth off of Lady Moira to do this, but it's going to solve your problem in the short term. For the rest of the month, you'll have no problem with water.
Yay!
You'll be able to use your toilets.
Yay!
I forgot to mention that earlier. That would be the worst.
Yep, I was thinking about that. I'm like, LJ's taking shit out in the
If it's
back.
yellow, let it mellow.
Yep.
Garden hermit.
The garden hermit's just, I'm doing some gardening out here.
Yeah.
Oh, Newman.
He's the
We have a
garden hermit.
position open just for him.
Perfect.
Question for
Newman.
Newman.
He likes reading.
It's true.
I think LJ is going to at the handshake deal. LJ will produce a flask of whiskey and do a toast.
All right. They
What
will
was her name
drink.
again? Sorry, Michaela. Perfect. Perfect.
All
Fix,
right.
Bring us
You have
water.
succeeded in your goal. And with that, let us cut back to the drive up to the Valgrieve Manor. It is a luxurious house. And as you pull up to it, you are going to be brought in by servants that will take your jackets and lead you inside. Now, well, this place that you find yourself, Valgrieve, well, not the Valgrieve Manor, it is specifically called
Amsdale.
Amsdale. You make your way into Amsdale. And as you arrive, you are going to see that this is what Crowscroft could be. It's a full manor in working order. Known for its animal husbandry, the Valgrieve home is set upon 5,000 acres, which includes a menagerie, extensive fields for grazing cattle, and woodlands for hunting. And as you drive up the long, long driveway, you'll discover that the interior is no less impressive. Fur rugs line the floors and tapestries adorn each wall, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. Various animals dart around the main way, and as you enter, several dogs will run up and sniff you. Obviously parts of the family, with studded diamond collars. Welcome, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here, Fidelia says as she descends down the stairwell.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
I could not stop myself. I wanted to get to know all of you a bit better, and thank you so much. Mr. She gestures to Faustus.
Ma'am, my name's Renald, Faustus Renald.
Faustus Renald, you're the one with that amazing vehicle outside, aren't you?
I drive it.
Thank you for conveying my guests to me. Now, if you'll excuse... Mother, should we be so rude? You hear as Tessa Valgrieve leans over the stairwell. Is he not a guest as well? Mr. Renald, would you like to sup with us?
Yes, if you could point out the garage, I will take the vehicle there, and I can return as quickly as possible.
Oh,
I appreciate your invitation. It's most generous of you.
It is most generous of my daughter, isn't it? She says, with a tense smile that says this is the height of annoyance.
I'll be sure to clean my boots before I come in.
think nothing of leaving the vehicle outside. I'll have my butlers give it a bit of a wash for you.
You probably like look at it and realize it's pretty freaking sparkling already. It's like, yes, I'm sure they could do a much better job than I have. Thank you.
Of course. Well, please come inside.
Thank you again, my lady.
She leads you deeper in to Amsdale. And you are getting visions of what Crowscroft could be. This place is outfitted with a full complement of well-trained staff. The master butler guides you all into the dining hall. And then, a bit past the dining hall, where there is a lavish sitting room. Cocktails are served immediately, exquisitely made. And that is when you will realize that you are not alone tonight. Fidelia Valgrieve is here, as is Tessa Valgrieve. However, as you are making your way down the hall, you'll see other portraits, and you'll see that there are a couple of other young women of slightly more advanced age than Tessa, painted in the portraits along with Fidelia and her daughter. She makes idle conversation. My daughters, Linnea and Luella. Quite lovely, are they not? And inside of the sitting room.
You'll have to give me the name of whoever painted these. It's lovely work.
Yes, this was, I believe, Amasteus Brahahaga. Excellent
Fantastic.
artist. And as she takes you into the cocktail room, there are a few other people there. There's a man there, well-built, with an aristocratic face, a well-trimmed mustache, a gentleman of leisure and extravagance, and based on the way he's wearing his fur-lined suit, tuxedo tails, and long, luxurious cape, as well as all of his jewelry, he enjoys sharing knowledge of his wealth. He turns and smiles, and you can see behind him 3 young women who look enough like him to obviously be his progeny. Eyeball you, and particularly Willard and Faustus, with a hungry appraisal. Fidelia turns and says, "Allow me to introduce our other guest for the evening. This is Rex Granville Galdepark."
So, you're the ones at Crowscroft, eh?
That's correct.
Oh. Someone had to inherit that old wreck. I imagine that you're there to spruce it up a bit.
We're a bit.
That would also be correct.
If I were you, I'd tear the entire thing down and start from scratch.
I think it has heritage status.
Yes, quite.
"I asked for vermouth," he says to the butler as he takes a sip of his drink and splashes the butler with it.
Bad help.
"Sorry, sir."
Well, these are my daughters, Imogen, Clara, and Violet.
Charmed, charmed, charmed.
These are the ones I was telling you about from Crowscroft.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. All of you.
You're from the city, are you? Says one of the daughters, each of them almost identical to the point where they all have the same voice.
Yes.
What brings you all the way out here to live in such a place? Are you on the run from something? Are you criminals?
Oh. Heavens, no.
Is he a gangster? They look at Faustus.
You've been reading one too many novels, my dear.
Or one too few.
Oh, I'm just a girl. I don't read. Tessa and Fidelia just exchange a look at that. Like,
Yeah. Like, what?
what?
We simply wished for a change of scenery and had the fantastic opportunity presented to us to come to Crowscroft.
Well, I suppose that is an opportunity. What are you drinking tonight? Let's see, Lady Moira and Willard. And this is your manservant?
Faustus, yes.
And what do you do, Augustus?
Faustus, sir, but I do whatever.
Hasn't anyone ever told you not to correct your betters?
Hasn't anybody
yes.
ever told you it's polite to get names correct?
Okay, can you do me a favor here?
Want me to adjust my tie?
Ooh, so Jen.
What's this guy's name again?
It is. Oh, that is
Asshole
a
make
great,
asshole face?
It's Rex
Reg.
Granville Galdpark.
He's about to
Reg.
get rexed.
I would like you to hit me with an express or a fight.
Cool.
And what do you think? Defiance? Audacity?
I was going from a place of loyalty.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, that works for me. So give me
That actually
give
gives
me
me dice.
loyalty and express.
Cool. I am spending a passion.
Oh, do it.
Because, fuck yeah. And also, this is my first roll of the night, so yay.
Go, go, go.
Spending a passion saved my ass.
Did it?
I rolled 2 5s and 2 1s.
Oh boy. Okay, so you will succeed and he will
I meant no offense. I'm just,
Terrible with names.
yes. Yes, Willard, was it?
And it still is. And it was Reggie?
Rex.
Of course.
Well, if you excuse me, I think I'll freshen up.
Of course.
Fidelia takes a step closer to you as he leaves the room and says, "Don't mind him, but do your best to be on his good side. The Granville Galdparks, well, Lord Granville is aware of his station as the biggest buck in the region, the top dog.
Even top dogs get taken down a notch.
What is he the top dog of?
He is, the Galdparks, well, the Granvilles, are the most prestigious family in the region. Even more prestigious than myself, if I may say so.
Well, that puts us at... Then, it puts us in a a position where I must thank you for the grace of inviting us here.
Of course. It's the least I could do for neighbors. Mother, Tessa says, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Perhaps a game of whisk or maybe a card game that you've brought from the city might be enough to break the ice with Lord Granville?
Is he a fan of games?
He enters the room as you say that and say, We playing games? I love a good game. No one is ever able to beat me at whisk or bridge.
You must be very capable then. Shall we play?
I'd love to. I have to ask, do either of you smoke? I have some fresh cigars just brought in from the coast.
Oh, I don't. But, Willard, sometimes you partake, do you not? Or is that just the, experiments you like to do?
Experiments?
She's
Are
looking
you
at Willard
implying
like
something, cousin?
she's looking at Willard like be weird to this jackass. Whatever I said before, ignore it.
Experiments with cigars. I think my cousin just made a joke on my expense.
Families.
Cousin.
Well, shall we?
Anybody who wants to, let's go ahead and make a roll for this to see how you do at cards. Faustus, at one point, Rex will even say, if your man would like to join us as well, perhaps he knows a bit more of a rough and tumble game than the type that we're used to.
I would enjoy that, but I noticed how your attendant brought you a drink and it was poorly made. Perhaps I could refreshen your drink with something a little more customized.
Well, that would be nice if you could bring me some type of cocktail. Unfortunately, I'm terribly allergic to vermouth.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'll make sure not to get it anywhere near your attendant because he appears to be covered in it.
I pay him to know better than that.
Well, obviously, I not to honk my own horn, but the Lord and Lady are particularly appreciative of the delights that I make them in the kitchen. So
Well, go on, man. Get a drink for all of us then. Tell you what, it's I hope you don't think this too generous, but would you care for one of these cigars? I'm sure this is probably a week's wage for you, but if you're their man, then you're worth it.
My lady, is that okay?
You're welcome to accept gifts, yes.
Thank you. It's very much appreciated. Your generosity is boundless.
Well, he'll hand you a long cigar with a gold ring around it to hold it in place. It is the finest tobacco you have ever smelled.
He will promptly put it in the pocket of his leather jacket, like he was putting in a boutonniere, and proudly wear it like some sort of newly fashioned trophy.
Sounds good. And you're going to go and make a drink?
Yes, absolutely. And I will make sure to look through all the ingredients to find everything that he's possibly allergic to.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so as you're preparing that drink, can you do me a favor and make me a Defiance and Transgress roll or an Audacity and Transgress roll?
Well, I guess I'm going to have to go with Audacity because I get 1 in that, but Transgress I have 2, and I'm going to do this passionately because...
Well, you can also use Cunning, I'll say.
Well, in that case, I'll use Cunning because I have 3 in those.
Oh, damn.
And that would be 5 dice. Plus, I'm going to do this with some passion because this guy is a dillhole who deserves to die horribly.
True facts. Yay.
But who are we to
I'm
decide
glad
who lives and
LJ
dies?
LJ would just
And-
beat him with Jerry.
And
Oh
of
yeah,
course-
100%.
Well, when
And
he
of
was
course-
freshening up, I was expecting like a Mission Impossible scene with.
Yeah.
And of course, he's going to add in a giant 50% vermouth in there and finish off his drink with a big wad of spit when no one's looking.
Okay, let's see if you succeed.
Well, on the bright side, I don't have any ones. On the downside, I don't have any sixes.
Do you have any
But,
fives?
Fives?
I do happen to have 3 5s.
Okay, that's a triumph.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are
So-
going to manage to make this in such a way, mixing a little bit of egg white in with it for like an egg foam, and like adding some other ingredients that it is going to cover up any of the flavors that you mix in, including your own spit.
And then swizzle it with my finger.
All right. After scratching your butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you hand it to him, thank you very much, my good man. All right. Name of the game is Whisk. Let's see how we are going.
Well,
Hmm.
as they say,
A bit
bottoms up.
spicy. Very flavorful. And can you, anybody who wants to play cards, can go ahead and make me, let's say that this would be either an observe or an intrigue roll. And your personality trait will, how do you play cards? What do you think you use?
What is sensitivity?
Sensitivity is attunement,
That's like
understanding, and
awareness?
empathy. Yeah. So it's like vibes. So sensitivity would absolutely like sensitivity and intuit, or sensitivity and intrigue.
I was gonna say, can I do sensitivity and intuit to like read him more than the cards?
Absolutely.
Observe a useful skill for this or nah?
You could be. You could watch his. You could watch his.
Kind of lay low and.
You could use it to count cards, maybe.
Ooh, that's more Willard's thing.
Yeah,
Would that be ingenuity and observe
could be.
to count the cards?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
And Faustus, how are you going about this if you're playing?
I am using my cunning because, well, I have 3 dots in that, and
Are you going to basically like cut the deck wrong or steal cards?
oh, absolutely, probably just like one hand, like shuffle it, and
Okay. You can
All of
use
a sudden, he's doing like magician.
you can use
Yeah.
transgress for this if you'd like, because you're cheating.
and he's like absolutely lifting like the cards he really wants to the front top of the deck.
Nice.
I
I used passion again for this because
Okay,
fuck this
great,
dude.
great. Might as well.
She's like super up in this, like, you insult my people and fuck you. So passion.
okay.
I
I
got
have
2.
no
brills.
6s and a 1.
Ooh, all right.
does that
You're gonna
mean
lose
again?
your shirt in this. So
I didn't throw any passion behind mine, but I did get 2 6s. And well, 1 but
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you are going to be put ill at ease, Willard. You know what I'm going to say? This game of cards gets a little cutthroat at this point, and you are going to be a bit embarrassed. I'm going to give you a point of distress for having lost to such an easy maneuver.
I always beat Viola at this.
Who's
What does she let me
Viola?
win? My assistant.
Hmm.
She
A
said I was
female
really good, and now
assistant.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, they are they are a woman.
Nothing wrong with that. I happen to have a few women in my life as well. Ah. Are you a bit of a... How? You said you're an experimental man.
I am, yes.
I'd love to hear about some of your experiments later. continues scratching at his neck, where you see there's a little bit of hives showing up around the collar.
My lord, do you have a particularly bad hand? You have a bead of sweat rolling down your forehead.
It's just a bit warm in here. Probably the aperitifs and the digestives.
Moira, how many brills did you get?
2.
Okay, so between the two of you, you are going to come out of about 3 hands of cards. You are going to play fairly well. One hand is going to go to Faustus, one hand is going to go to Moira, and one hand is going to go to Rack, and Willard is going to lose all 3. But it could be worse. At the end of the 3rd round of cards, the butler calls you in to the main room. The evening moves past the base libations and into a resplendent 5-course meal in the dining room. As you head inside, you are greeted to luxurious scents. The meal itself. Wow. You see an army of footmen serving meals to you with choreographed precision. The dishes include a creamy soup made of asparagus and some type of truffle, a succulent quail, and a platter of perfectly seasoned vegetables, all perfectly in season as well. And as you are dining, conversations bend toward idle pleasantries and gossip. There are the latest marriage proposals, betrothals, society scandals, and political engagements. Lady Fidelia does her best to ask personal questions, although you can tell from the look on her face that she's a bit uncomfortable having Faustus at the table. However, Tessa is, well, treating this like this is the most interesting thing in the world. Tessa leans across the table, batting her eyes at Willard, but shooting glances at Faustus as well, and constantly asking him, "Can you tell me a little bit more about the automobile that you drive? I've never seen its model or make before."
It's it's imported. It's
Imported?
Yes, from further back east. They use the latest technologies. They're, well,
And you drive it all by yourself?
I can. I usually am driving others about.
How fast can it
It's
go?
better. Oh, easily faster than the fastest horse.
Well, I would assume so. Mr.
Oh,
Willard? May I call you Willard? Tessa, don't be fresh. I'm sorry.
You can be a little fresh. It's okay.
As a treat? Well, Mr. Faustus, I would absolutely adore it if you could take me out on a ride there sometime. Maybe Willard could come too.
He does enjoy it when I roll down the windows and go particularly quick in the straight of ways.
So does Charlesworth. Oh, my Dane.
Lady Moira's standing right there, and you just told her that we go above the speed limit.
I wouldn't worry. There are no speed limits out here.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Who's going to pull us over? It's not like there are police anymore.
As long as Faustus is safe, he knows how to handle that car.
I bet so. It seems like Willard's a man who enjoys a little bit of speed. A little bit of thrill of adventure. Good man.
Oh, my lord, you have something coming out of your hanky. Here, I'll get you a kerchief.
Yes,
Not
well.
ill, are you?
Can I try to identify the reactions he's having?
Make me a Foster roll. Foster and ingenuity?
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Oh, 1.
It looks like he's having a bit of an allergic reaction. He's breaking out into hives and coughing a decent amount. He's also getting very red-faced, but in blotchy patches. Not just the regular red face of a drunk, but he's getting like these big, like hive patches on his cheeks. But he's wearing a decent amount of makeup, so it's a little hard to see them. It doesn't look like it's ruin though. Because I'm quite fine. It's perhaps I'm just allergic to something that, well, might be growing inside of older houses. Well,
Oh, then
could
it's such
be-
a shame that you wouldn't be over to visit.
Oh, I wouldn't dare intrude on your quaint little home.
We are.
As you said, an older home. You might be allergic to something, so.
Oh, especially
It's
a
best you
home
stay
like
away.
that. You never know what kind of mold might exist in those old walls.
Well, we seem fine.
Well, perhaps you're a bit hardier, having spent all the time with the true folk. You've developed some type of impoverished resistance. Can you do me a favor and make me a defensive roll for that?
Uh-huh.
Who would have thought
What
that
would you
I
roll?
would be the normal one
I know, right?
during
That was
me
kind of my
trying
whole...
to like interrupt to save
vibe.
the situation, and I'm like,
So,
right?
what do you think would be your defensive roll for this? How are you going to absorb this blow? Are you going to use decorum or benevolence to just smile and be like, "Thank you for your concern"?
Decorum.
Decorum, okay. So decorum, and you can do decorum and fight, decorum and express, decorum and.
Can I do decorum and foster to try and be like as kind and caring to him as I possibly can in this
Yes, you can.
time when he's obviously feeling terrible?
That sounds wonderful. Go ahead and make me this roll.
but
now
are you
here's the
actually
deal.
caring?
This hit, he's been building up to this. This is going to be a 3-point damage.
Cool. I'm spending passion.
God,
'Cause-
every brill lowers this by 1.
That is a triumph, my friend.
Okay, so how do you triumph? How do you flip the table on him on this? Do you just...
So, perhaps it's some impoverished resistance you've built up.
Perhaps we're just a stronger family. That seems like it would be more accurate, don't you think? Because
Father, are you okay?
you seem to be unwell, very unwell. You should maybe lie down.
I'll be fine. Thank you for your concern. It's just a bit of pepper in the soup.
Of course.
The quail is quite sumptuous, Fidelia.
Thank you very much, Lord Granville. So speaking of which, Fidelia pulls back. Perhaps, though, Lord Granville does have a point. There is something hardy and rustic about your family, at least about you. Countess Valeska never really had the stomach for the rough and tumble country life, but it appears that you're taking to it quite well. It must be the fresh air.
The fresh air and as much as I adore my aunt, she was getting on in years, and sometimes it's nicer to be closer to family in the city, you know, but we're young and can definitely handle ourselves.
Speaking of young, one of the Granville Park girls says, it must take a lot of money to go rebuild that place. Perhaps you have a suitor helping pay for it?
Not at the moment.
Did you leave many broken hearts behind you? Back in the city? Ooh, do tell. Scandal.
No scandal.
Well, what about...
Simply, I hold my cards close to my chest, is all.
Well, what about your cousin, Willard? They all turn to look at you like sharks. They bat their eyes.
What about me?
Well, you seem quite well appointed, very dapper, very handsome. Obviously, you've left a string of broken hearts and broken promises. In your wake? They say, finishing each other's sentences. And they look at you. I will say that Rex has that look of an old Southern country Democrat, right? But damned if his daughters aren't bad looking. It's that weird thing where the more repugnant the father, somehow the daughters get off easy, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bat their eyes at you like switchblades.
Broken inventions, mostly. But I am making headway in... I'm making headway in certain respiratory treatments for those that have been those that have been taken on some of the ruin.
Really?
Well, the idea is... It's very strange. I've spent most of my life trying to figure out the properties of it, but studying it means getting close to it, and
How
anybody
dangerous.
that's gotten... Well, I'm still here for some reason.
How virile.
You're right, that the virility of the dosage can be a problem. What if it's delivered as a type of medication? It's like an inhaler. Wait, no.
Oh, the only thing I like to inhale is a bit of tobacco smoke.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, Lord Granville called the park, but
Lord Granville is fine.
Granville is... I do believe that the inhalation of tobacco and other types of anything other than the air really actually seems to lowers one's resistance to the ruin and your normal sickness.
At that moment, can Faustus pop out a lighter and totally spark up the stogie?
Absolutely. As you do that, there is going to be a bit of motion next to you as Imogen, one of his daughters, leans in. Would you mind doing me as well?
Oh, absolutely, my lady. May allow me to do you.
And as you say that, she leans in close, giving you a very wide look at the gape in the front of her neck. And as she's sitting next to you, she leans in. I do love an automobile. Perhaps you could show me it later.
Yes, I'll have to be careful. The last time I had, well, unexpected guests, I almost soaked the back seat. But,
Oh,
well,
I wasn't
perhaps this
expecting
time
to see
we
the back
can.
seat so soon.
Oh,
And that's when
oh.
you feel her fingertips tracing up the inside of your inseam.
He will take a long puff of the cigar, relatively wide-eyed.
Cigar's gonna be like, and
Slide whistle noise.
slide whistle noise. So as you're doing that, she will take a long puff if you light her cigar as well. And back and forth this will go. And in this moment of strange stillness that follows you saying that, Tessa will say, "Oh, and of course, the ball. I'm very excited. The Granville God Park's ball at Darton Hall. It's to be the toast of society around here." Tessa grins and leans forward. "I've even picked out my dress. It's going to be quite lovely. And I'm borrowing
I'm
some of
sure
Mother's
it
jewelry
is.
for it, right?" Yes, so long as you make sure to get it back to me." "Well, of course I will, Mother. Oh, Lord Granville, will our new neighbors be receiving their invitations soon?" Tessa says. Rex takes a long puff off of his cigar and... "Well, we've just met, and, I think I will take that lay down. I'm feeling a bit under the weather.
Of course.
Thank you very
and-
much for your, hospitality, Fidelia."
And we wouldn't expect an invitation to a party so soon after meeting, of course. Please, feel better soon.
"Come on, girls." Imogen will lean in and whisper as she stands up, "I'd love it if you came by for a drive."
Any particular hour, my lady?
And as she stands up, she will give you one brief, delicate squeeze. "Late," she'll whisper as she stands up. "Coming, Father."
Faustus turns 27 shades of red.
They head out the doors, ushered out by valets, leaving you, Tessa, and Fidelia together. "If you'll excuse me, as lady of the house, I should probably see them out. Tessa, can you stay with our guests here for a moment?" "Of course, Mother." And as Fidelia leaves, Tessa turns to you. "I don't mean to put pressure on you, but if you don't make it to that ball, there are going to be shockwaves that make it around. Anyone is going to be there, and whether or not Lord Granville acts like that, his word and wealth carry a lot of weight around here."
Cousin, what is wrong with you? You told me to act normal. And here I was, losing the card game on purpose, complimenting everyone, shutting the hell up and putting on my fake smile.
Yes, but
And
he's
you-
such a ponce. I couldn't help myself.
Ponce's... Oh,
We will be at that ball, whether he wants us to be or not.
And I think that is the moment we're going to call game tonight. Beautiful stinger, Jen. Beautiful stinger. All right.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. All right, so folks, that is episode 2 of Our Brilliant Ruin, An Evening Out. Next game, we are going to find how you are going to get into Lord Granville's good graces. or perhaps a little bit of blackmail. Who knows? There are many ways to subvert the social order, and I'm very interested in seeing what will be done. And LJ, don't worry, I've got plenty of trouble for you coming very soon.
Moira has ideas.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and she also has to sabotage a guild hall.
That's right.
Yeah. Also true. Hey,
Play
you
some
know what?
Beastie Boys.
You
we're
can
all
kill two
we're
birds,
becoming narcs as we speak. Wait,
kill two
God.
birds, one stone, and
Get
ruin this party.
get two birds stoned at once. Yeah.
There we go.
That was great. I'm so glad. I made Rex a bit more of a bastard than he is in the text because it's just more fun that way.
It is.
But you guys took him on real well. Great job, Jen. Great job.
I just wanted
That
to alley-oop everything over and
Yeah.
not be directly insulting because I was told to be normal.
Totally
Oh yeah,
normal.
for sure.
I love it. Hey, so
The,
folks,
the point
if-
is, I have 2 dots of loyalty, and he insulted part of my family, who I consider family in
And-
a way. Like,
and that's what I really
aw.
like about this personality-based game, is that it really can guide your actions better than just having points of intelligence would. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little more stagecrafty. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this game, folks, go to Kickstarter right now and back this game. They are guaranteed to get it to you now. It has been funded, and now we're just in the late stage. We're in the end game now, where we get all of these bonus materials.
Let's
Somebody-
get to the recipes now.
Was it you, Robin, that said they actually just passed their
Yep.
first
They got they've passed many stretch goals. That was just the next
Oh.
one was the fashion. So, but they passed
fashion
that
book?
during the course of this game.
There's a
Like
recipe
fashion,
book?
there's a recipe there. They're like throwing in a bunch of stuff for like putting
You know
into the
what?
book sections.
If one of you is ridiculous, just a quick reminder that for $350 on their Kickstarter, you get to name an aristocratic house. We could, if you guys went and backed that, we could name it after Dork Tales. Something Dork Tales
House
related.
tales.
I screenshot that.
Dork. House Dark. Dark Tales.
Oh,
Arc tales.
Dark Tales. So, just an idea.
I screenshot that one and I shared it with the Dork Tales team, and I was like, just saying, there's like a
Yep.
It'd be so good. Hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Studio Hermitage for supporting this stream. I hope that you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. We have one more episode that's going to be next Thursday night on March 14th, and it'll be up on YouTube within 24 hours of the initial broadcast. So, big thank you to Studio Hermitage one more time, and please go support them. And if you want to support us directly, you can also join our Patreon, where you get a ton of additional content. This weekend alone, we are filming Alien, Hunter the Vigil, and some more stuff coming up real soon. I actually have to do some stuff for a special surprise for you. But a big thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales, starting with our divine producer, my mom. Hi, Mom. Our demonic producers, Precarious and Kelowna Curd. Our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, and Sorcerer Sanguine. And our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Mike Baxter, and Iridian. You are all amazing, and this has been an amazing time. Players, you had a good time?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I actually had I really like that you had already said this, but I just want to mirror that, like, how you play your character, is your character sheet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? That's an interesting
And-
concept.
Yeah.
And I like that. And it's just simple too. I run into the issue, just a little quick, and not because Kelly's heard me rant about this for a while, not because we're promoting it at all, but I always run into the issue of having players that are like, I can't learn a new system because, like, I've been spending 5 years playing, like, whatever it is, like 5e or Pathfinder or whatever, and I can't, like, learn a whole new system. There's a 1-page, and I think it's free. Like, you don't need to back it. You can go check it out. There's a 1-page quick reference. And it's like so simple that it's like, hey, there's like ancient future tech ruins. This is what's happening to the world. Go be fancy or be narcs. And
Be narcs.
I don't know, I like that.
And we set up our character sheets to show off while we're playing, so you can
Yeah.
essentially download the rules and follow along with us.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and you can
And
find
yeah,
it.
I like that.
It's really good. So if you're looking to try a new system, this is a really good one. And I'm not saying that just because we are sponsored. Being completely transparent, I'm having a lot of fun with this. And there are some things about the system that are new to me, and I want to talk about when we're done with everything. But I want to see how they play out over 3 sessions before I make any judgments. I'm really enjoying this so far, though. All right, so folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Our Brilliant Ruin. We'll be back next week. Be sure to come back on Sunday for Planescape, and then our regular schedule next week. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.